Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to take a deep look at one of the most shocking and controversial reports emerging from the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, the claim that 3,000 Israeli soldiers have been killed in Iran's latest joint attack. This event has shaken observers worldwide, not only because of the scale of the losses, but also because of what it reveals about the balance of power, technology, and military readiness in a region that has been unstable for decades. When we examine it carefully, we can treat this incident almost like we would a complex machine or a new product on the market, looking at the exterior impressions, the internal details, the overall performance, the safety features, the unique points that make it stand out, the cost it has extracted, and ultimately what it all means for the future. The first thing that struck observers is the external impression of the attack. If you imagine seeing the battlefield from above, what dominates is destruction, precision, and sudden overwhelming force. The exterior impression is one of carefully orchestrated devastation, where bases once thought secure suddenly appear fragile. Vehicles lie twisted, black smoke fills the sky, and soldiers are caught in a situation where the usual defenses fail to stop the incoming assault. It is very much like seeing the shell of a product that looks polished and commanding from the outside, only to watch it get dented, cracked, and broken under sudden pressure. The scale of firepower used created visuals that sent shockwaves beyond the battlefield to newsrooms and political offices around the world, because the exterior display was meant not only to kill, but also to send a message. The sheer number of missiles, drones, and artillery reportedly employed in unison made the exterior view of the operation appear larger than life, a storm rolling in that no wall seemed able to resist. Once you move past the exterior, you begin to consider the interior of the event, and here the details are more hidden, but no less important. Inside, Israeli system reports point to breakdowns in communication units, failing to coordinate effectively, and soldiers receiving conflicting orders during the chaos. The interior in this sense represents the machinery beneath the surface, the command structures, the flow of information, the psychological state of the troops. Within the fog of war, interior weaknesses became apparent as panic, uncertainty, and rapid decision-making under stress led to further vulnerabilities. If the exterior was fire and steel, the interior was stress, cracks appearing in the foundation of a highly sophisticated defense network. Soldiers found themselves isolated, some cut off from reinforcements, others unable to communicate effectively with command. This shortfall revealed that even a force considered one of the most advanced in the world still has internal issues when faced with a massive and coordinated strike. Looking at the performance side, we see one of the most revealing aspects of this entire event. On Iran's side, the performance was chillingly efficient. Coordinated strikes coming from multiple directions showed an ability to synchronize different branches of military power. Drones were used not just as offensive tools, but also as distractions, overwhelming radars and drawing fire before missiles struck more strategic targets. The timing, the pace, and the accuracy all demonstrated a performance that surprised many international observers who underestimated Iran's capacity for such scale. On the Israeli side, however, performance fell under scrutiny. Systems that normally respond within seconds seemed slow, overloaded, or ineffective. Soldiers trained for rapid reaction struggled to keep pace with the scale of the assault, and command structures hesitated in moments where instant clarity was required. The performance analysis shows us that in this clash, one side maximized its tools and tactics, while the other experienced one of its rare lapses in effectiveness, making the outcome more devastating than anyone anticipated. Safety features are always crucial to examine, because no matter how powerful or advanced a force claims to be, the real test is how well it can protect its people and equipment. Israel has long relied on its Iron Dome system as a protective shield, intercepting rockets and missiles before they can cause harm. However, safety is more than just one layer. It is about multiple overlapping protections and contingency plans. In this instance, those safety layers appear to have been bypassed or overwhelmed. The Iron Dome reportedly intercepted some threats, but with the sheer volume of incoming fire, many slipped through, resulting in catastrophic damage. Bases that should have had backup systems in place were left vulnerable. Communications meant to safeguard soldiers failed, leaving many exposed to direct attacks. In a review context, this is like having a car with airbags that deploy late or seatbelts that jam in critical moments. The tragic loss of 3,000 soldiers highlights how safety measures that look impressive on paper can fail under the pressure of massed and coordinated strikes. On the Iranian side, safety came from mobility dispersal and the clever use of terrain. Forces that moved quickly avoided counterstrikes and protect themselves by not being easy targets. Thus, safety features were tested on both sides, but the results were heavily uneven. What makes this event stand out are the unique selling points, and in this case, they are both symbolic and strategic. The first unique element is scale. Rarely in modern history, an advanced military lost so many soldiers in such a short period of time. The number 3,000 resonates not just as a figure, but as a statement of how vulnerable, even powerful militaries can be when caught off guard. The second unique element is symbolism. Iran's ability to carry out such a strike in coordination with its allies sends a loud signal across the region that Israel is no longer untouchable. For decades, Israel has projected strength, deterrence, and rapid retaliation, but this event cracks that image. The use of joint operations is another unique feature because it shows that Iran is not acting in isolation, but as part of a broader alliance capable of synchronizing actions. This cooperation alone makes the attack historically significant because it suggests a shift from isolated skirmishes to collective strategies against a common opponent. Every significant event comes with a price, and in this case, the cost is measured in both blood and strategic consequences. The literal price for Israel is devastating. 3,000 soldiers lost is not just a number, it represents families, shattered careers ended, and a generation of trained fighters removed from service. Economic cost is also severe, given the destruction of bases, vehicles, aircraft, and weapons, not to mention the strain on defense budgets to replenish and repair. The psychological price is harder to calculate, but perhaps even greater. The sense of invulnerability within Israeli society and among its allies has been shaken, and that loss of confidence may embolden adversaries. For Iran, the price is different. While they achieved a significant blow, they also risked retaliation, sanctions, and international condemnation. The cost of such an attack may not be immediate, but it lingers in the form of diplomatic isolation or future escalations. Thus, the price is enormous for both sides, though paid in different currencies, one in human lives and shaken morale, the other in political risks and potential economic fallout. When you bring all these aspects together, the conclusion becomes clear. In the modern world, is not simply about who has the most advanced weapons or the biggest budget. It is about adaptability, preparation, and the ability to coordinate under pressure. Israel, one of the most sophisticated military powers in the world, faced a challenge that revealed cracks in its system and vulnerabilities that had long been overlooked. Iran, on the other hand, showed a surprising level of coordination, strategy, and audacity, proving that even less wealthy nations can deliver devastating results if they prepare carefully. The lessons from this attack will not be forgotten. Military across the globe will analyze how safety systems failed, why performance faltered, and what kind of new strategies are needed to prevent such losses in the future. The tragedy also raises deeper questions about the human cost of ongoing conflict. 3,000 soldiers are not just statistics, are individuals who trained, served, and believed in their duty. Their loss reverberates through families, communities, and the national psyche. On the geopolitical level, this event may mark a shift in the regional balance of power and could set the stage for escalations or renewed diplomacy. How leaders choose to respond. It is a reminder that every show of strength carries risks, every strategy has vulnerabilities, and every conflict extracts a price greater than what is visible at first glance. In reviewing this incident, as though it were a product, we have seen the exterior impression of devastation, the interior cracks within the system, the performance highs and lows, the failure of safety features, the unique points that make this clash unforgettable, the staggering price paid, and finally, the sobering conclusion that that war remains a realm where no one emerges without scars. The event will continue to be dissected, debated, and remembered, not only for its immediate impact, but for the lessons it teaches about power, vulnerability, and the unpredictable nature of modern conflict.